Somewhere beyond the recesses of time and space, two podcasters are set adrift in a machine, picking up transmissions of movies that are forgotten but not gone.
Welcome to Movie Memory Machine 5-4, the series where we bring you 5 films associated with the episode we are talking about this week. I am your host, Landen Solano, joined always by my co-host, Truman Caps. Truman, it's good to see you.
Landon, great to be seen. What do you got for me today?
We're talking about Life or Something Like It, and boy, have I got 5 films that I have pulled for you today.
All starring Ed Burns, I'm assuming.
Actually, not a single one, but let's not spoil it. Let's just get right into it. And I think probably with the most obvious, we're talking about Life or Something Like It, a film that surrounds, the questions of death, a broadcaster, something we mentioned on the main episode. First film.
Mm-hmm. It's Groundhog Day. A wonderful choice.
Yeah, this was an obvious one to pull. Someone contemplating what life means. I mean, stuck in slightly different circumstances, obviously, but a newscaster trying to make sense of what is the meaning of life, and how can a person find meaning in a otherwise meaningless life.
Yeah. Unlike Life or Something Like It, Groundhog Day puts a newscaster who's high on their own supply in a supernatural setting immediately, forcing the person to question what the hell is going on and then just roll with it, as opposed to Life or Something Like It, which is mainly telling her about a supernatural situation and inviting her to spend the whole time asking, is this bullshit or not?
Yeah. How much connective tissue do you think there is? I mean, this is almost a decade before Life or Something Like It. I mean, do you think they had Groundhog Day on mind when they were making Life or Something Like It?
I mean, I honestly didn't really think of this movie as that connected to Life or Something Like It, mainly because there are so many other movies that are very explicitly doing a Groundhog Day and are so much more connected to it. So yeah. I don't honestly know, because so much of the way that her supernatural experience affects her, it's less about her becoming a better person and helping the people around her, and more just kind of about her learning to kick back and loosen up and eat Oreos and smoke cigarettes.
I guess Bill Murray becomes the person he was always meant to be, rather than Life or Something Like It, where Angelina Jolie becomes the person she was always meant to be, but the person she was always meant to be was the person she once was.
Or basically the person she already was. I mean, the biggest connection is that in Groundhog Day, he houses an entire table of pastries while smoking cigarettes, which is kind of what she starts doing once she thinks she's going to die.
Yeah, there's no social distortion in Groundhog Day, but there is Cher and Sonny.
Yeah, which is really the kind of social distortion I'm on board for.
All right, let's move on to our second film. I'm curious if you've seen this one.
Heart and Souls? Not only have I never seen it, I've never heard of it.
Oh, really? Okay. This is a film that my dad introduced me to one day.
Oh.
So I have a little bit of a soft spot for it. It has Elizabeth Shue.
Oh, okay.
I know you like her. The basic premise is Robert Downey Jr.
Mm-hmm.
As a baby, is in a car accident. He wasn't driving.
Okay.
His parents were driving.
He wasn't a baby driver, is what you're saying.
His mom was on the way to the hospital, about to give birth. And in this car accident, a trolley a bus full of people go over a bridge and die. And the souls of those people attach themselves to Robert Downey Jr. And help raise him. And then he represses them for a long time, and then they reemerge later in life, and he has this emotional crisis of you're not real. You were all imaginary friends when I was a kid. But they're played by Charles Grodin, Alfred Woodard, Tom Sizemore, Kira Sedgwick, and David Paymer plays the bus driver, aka Death.
I'm trying to decide, Is it worth having Tom Sizemore living inside my head so I can also have Charles Grodin, one of my all-time favorite people, living inside my head? Oof, boy, real Sophie's choice there. Real Sizemore's choice.
This is one that I highly recommend to people.
It sounds incredibly high concept, and I kind of love how remarkably bleak a big studio comedy could be back in the 90s. No, I love that, and also I love a young Robert Downey Jr. I love it, in his first act when he was still in kind of his edgy stage, which he has fortunately moved through.
Yeah, this is definitely a precarious time for him. 1993. It's around Chaplin time. Okay. But yeah, there's some things going on with him at this time. Last thing I'll say about it, it's directed by Ron Underwood, who you might know from City Slickers, or most importantly, Tremors.
Oh my God, I did not realize that the City Slickers guy and the Tremors guy were the same guy. Just a lot of cool dudes having adventures in the desert.
All right, moving on to our third film. It's going to be a little obvious if you've seen Life or something like it. It's what Lainey bases her whole deal on. We're talking
Tony Shalhoub. Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. Okay, directed by Howard Hawks.
Just a cool, chill dude, Howard Hawks.
I listen. I've not seen Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, but I've heard that actually this is a movie that, to my understanding, could have just been, hey, look, women are hot, but there's actually some juice to it, thanks in a great part to Marilyn Monroe's performance.
And Jane Russell, yeah. This is, I don't know. I've gone back and forth on this movie over the years. I definitely recommend checking out. It is a classic, obviously, for a reason, but the glitz and glamour, I don't know. It's not my kind of musical, but I can appreciate it on a kind of general spectacle level.
And so, did you find any connective tissue between Marilyn Monroe's character in this and the character in Life or Something Like It, the main character who's based her entire persona on being Marilyn Monroe?
Not anything more than what's text of the movie, of just like Marilyn Monroe is portrayed, probably more than any of her other films, is just like this almost mythical figure to aspire to. Like this is the glitziest she's ever been. Like if you are, and it's right there in the title, if you're thinking like, I want to model myself off of the like glamorous blonde, you can't get any more glamorous blonde than Marilyn Monroe in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes.
In this poster, it looks almost like she's wearing two watches, which is the most glamorous thing I can think of.
There is one bit of trivia I kind of like for this, where there's this big swimming pool song and dance number, and just like all these classic Hollywood musicals, there's like people diving into the pool, and the camera panning back, as they all dive into the pool, and then you arrive on the singer at that moment, who happens to be Jane Russell, and one of the male divers going into the pool misses his mark and like knees her in the shoulder in the middle of her musical number and knocks her into the pool unintentionally. And they kept it in the film.
Oh my God, that's perfect. I love full contact filmmaking.
All right, should we move on to the next?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna give you a whiplash with our tones here, but we're talking Seattle. We're talking Seattle. Yeah. We're talking 7 Days to Live.
Okay.
We're talking broadcast, TV, videotapes, maybe.
Not getting anything. The Ring, directed by old Vor Gerbinski. Yes. Okay. I mean, that seems quite appropriate. No better place to contemplate your mortality than the gray and rainy environs of Seattle.
A great Brian Cox performance.
Oh, really? I have not seen The Ring because everyone in my middle school was terrified by it when it came out, and I've thought, nope, gonna stay away. I've heard it's good.
I know that you aren't big on horror, but I actually think you might get something out of this one. Of all of the Japanese like remakes that were happening at this time, Japanese horror remakes, like this one holds up. This holds water pretty well.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, Naomi Watts plays a journalist, like Lainey Kerrigan, takes place in Seattle. Like, I could just see like, what if what if Life or Something Like It switched genres and wasn't, a romantic comedy, but was an investigative horror film?
Now, does Naomi Watts at any point start singing on camera and suddenly everyone in Seattle starts dancing? The girl coming out of the TV starts dancing to I Can't Get No Satisfaction?
No, unfortunately, I don't think so. But who's to say that it couldn't be improved if there wasn't that sequence in there?
Think about it.
All right, let's move on to our last film. We're doing a twofer here. A twofer within our 5-4. Are you ready?
Yes.
Another Howard Hawks film.
Girl Friday. His Girl Friday.
His Girl Friday. So I pulled this one despite my issues with Ed Burns in this movie. But
Ed Burns is in His Girl Friday?
No, he's not.
He's older than I thought.
Cary Grant is in His Girl Friday, and we talked about him last week. But
oh, didn't we just?
The stuff that we both agreed work in this film with their relationship, those early scenes of we have to work together, we have a history together, the back and forth, minus
Define history.
Oh boy. We almost got through the whole episode. You son of a bitch.
This is our kind of back and forth, our repartee that is really, this chemistry is what keeps the podcast popular.
Anyway, that sort of template for that vibe of romantic comedy starts with His Girl Friday. That very quick banter back and forth. There's no saccharine nature to the romance. It's just, quick-witted jabs at one another and developing a kind of, playful romance that way.
Yeah, it seems like also this is kind of the one of the many movies that launched Jennifer Jason Leigh's character in the Hudsucker Proxy. This seems like kind of downstream of what she's doing there as a fast talking reporter and
absolutely
career gal.
If not directly pulling from this film.
Yeah, I love it. I thank God it's Friday.
And thank God that's the end of the list. So those are 5 films you should check out if you liked Life or Something Like It. And I guess until we do the next one, we will see you soon.
Bye.
Movie Memory Machine is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. Join our Patreon at patreon.com/gruntworkpod to keep the machine running. Theme song by Porky's Groove Machine. Rate us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. For more information on today's show, visit MovieMemoryMachine.com.